I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough.
Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left hearing you say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue?
The bar raising, we keep moving it up. Ain't no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I got faith restored, why you pushing the brakes? I ain't full of myself, boy, I'm full of mistakes. I came from humble and roots, I'm here to stand and deliver. Had no one gassing me up, except the man in the mirror. I used to work on my handles, and now it's handles of liquor. I write these songs in a dark room, the candle will flicker. I stay practicing heavy, for when the game's on the line. It's like over and over, I run the plays in my mind. I'm a psycho, I'm taking my time. Rushing perfection is a dangerous crime. You gotta give it and take it. That's what you do till you make it. I had to roll with the punches and take the hits from the flagrants. I'm saying the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. An off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I was falling, had me stalling. I was way down, now I'm balling. I done came up, and I called it. I done came in the clutch with the game on the line. I know I operate from a higher place.
Just wanna let you know that I'm all in. Just wanna dance with you.
Welcome to another night of the North American Challenger League, where we are about to get going here with a match between the Evil Geniuses and Noxious. Did I do that one right, John?
Noxious, I think.
Noxious. There we
Yeah.
go. All right, we're working on it. We're working on it. Either way, I think this is actually their debut on the mainstream. We've had 2 seasons of them, or rather, this is their second campaign in ECL. We've never had the pleasure of covering their games, and so that's kind of an exciting one here. Always nice to see a new team, John.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a team that obviously has had their fair share of struggles here at the Challenger League level. They won one match last season. I believe it was against the other 1-6 team that that played last season. So, and this time they haven't won a single map. They're 0-5. They've had some good performances. Vendetta in particular, there was perhaps an inkling of a chance of taking a map, Mike, but they lost both maps 13-16 there.
Yeah. So that's going to be a little bit disappointing. I mean, obviously showing up well against Vendetta is an encouraging sign, but that's a team
Yeah.
that's maybe a little more, shall we say, variable than what you're likely to get against the Evil Geniuses. This Evil Geniuses squad has been taking no prisoners, frankly, in this season of Challenger League. They've been very good through their various Challenger League campaigns for this particular roster. This is the Evil Geniuses Black roster, in case you aren't familiar with the different nomenclature. Let's go ahead and take a look. First, let's take a look at the standings, see where we're
Sure.
at on the season, because we are starting to get into it, starting to get an idea of how things are actually set up here, John. And we're starting to see the playoffs take shape as well. We've got a pretty good idea of who our 1 and 2 seed is in both of these groups, I think. So
Yes.
we're starting to get to the point where not too much is going to be moving. We're going to be looking towards the bottom end of this. I guess Group A is still a little open, but over in Group B, Payne and ATK all but have those secured. I think Payne definitely does. I believe ATK
Yeah.
might do.
I mean, they're certainly in the playoffs. I don't know if they have the seed locked in, but they're
Yeah.
in. I'd be surprised if it changes in Group B from what we're looking at right now. Detonate and Team One performed very well this season. They have one match left each, and everyone else is really on the outside looking in, like one win at most in the bottom four. So that,
Yeah.
like you said, is pretty much locked in. Group A is a lot more interesting. Mythic, I mean, they're 3 and 4 still. They're going to avoid relegation, which is good for them. The thing is that good enough to get a playoff spot? Honestly, I'm not sure. It depends on how the rest of the season plays out. I'd be
Shouldn't
surprised
be.
if 3 and 4 is enough, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really shouldn't be with this Evil
No.
Geniuses roster that we're talking about, with Nouns, with Strife looking good as well. Uh, that would be surprising if they managed to
Yes.
eke out a playoff spot at a 3-4 record. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened here in the Challenger League. We always do like to get things spicy. Um, but yeah, I mean, and Group B as well. One of the surprises for me is the Timbermen have had a pretty rough season.
Yeah.
They're a strong squad generally speaking, so that's definitely one that's a little bit shocking to see. But they've lost against the big dogs of the group rather. The losses are to Pain Team One and ATK, so there's still a theoretical world where they beat everybody else and book themselves a spot in those playoffs. Let's move into the matchup that we've got in front of us, though. This is Evil Geniuses taking on Noxious. You saw Noxious down at the bottom there. 0-5, losses to almost everybody in the group just now, and now they get Evil Geniuses. So it's like, congratulations.
Yeah.
One more salaried players, major winner in Rush. Good luck. Godspeed.
Yeah. It's not getting any easier for Noxious here coming into this matchup. Evil Geniuses. I mean, look, the recent addition of Junior, we've seen Junior before at the ECL level. It's been a little
Yeah.
while since he's been here, but in season 39, he was absolutely lights out dominant, the best opera in the league by far. 521 frags plus 183 kill to that differential and a 1.54 KDR, along with an ADR of 83.1, which is impressive for an opera to be above 80. And it's more of the same for him this season, right? He's their leading fragger, at least leading kill to that differential because he didn't play in 3 of their matches. I think he might have been their leading fragger if he had played in the 10 matches like
Mhm.
the rest of his team, but he's only played in 7 maps. And yeah, 142 frags, 1.87 KDR, and 79.6 ADR. So Junior is essentially a monster at the ECL level. He was a really good pickup for EG.
Certainly was. It was surprising to see them drop to Vendetta last night as well. I mean, that was a 3-mapper series. It
Yeah,
was a
well,
strong series all around, but maybe some vulnerability here for this EG Black squad. This is a team that, I mean, the expectation is playoffs at a minimum, certainly, but they should realistically be expected to contend for the final, right? That's just the standard they've set for themselves.
yeah, there's no question. I mean, last season was incredible for them, right? They didn't drop a single map until I think the finals against MIBR, and then MIBR beat them. They swept them in 3 maps in a row, but still, they were so dominant leading up to that point. The thing is, it's been a little shakier to start the season, obviously, because Junior wasn't there. Pone was standing in for him in the first match and
Yeah.
didn't exactly perform necessarily at the level that we usually see Pone alone performing at because it's an entirely different roster. Sometimes it's tough to just slot in and take on a role that you might not be entirely familiar with. Even though he was opping, it's still positioning can be different depending on teams. But yeah, once Junior joined the roster, everything was looking good. The thing is, Vendetta is that good. They're a very solid team. They've built a really good roster for this season.
Mhm.
I think they're going to be scary going into the playoffs, and it's not exactly surprising to see that matchup go 3 maps. No one was blown out there at all. It was just really good Counter Strike play between the two teams.
Yeah, definitely that. Let's talk about the veto. We've got it
Sure.
available to us. I'd say it's a pretty normal veto, shall we say. Noxious going to pick up Mirage. Evil Geniuses take Overpass. Our decider, should we get to it, is Vertigo. These teams like to ban the most interesting maps in the game, Anubis and Ancient, because they don't like new things, John. They don't like new things.
Yeah, I mean, I actually love Anubis, so I'm kind of sad to see that one be dropped out in the early bans. But the thing is, for Evil Geniuses, this is really a fantastic veto for them. Two of
Yeah.
their top 3 maps are there in Overpass and Vertigo. I mean, sure, you don't get Inferno, but at the same time, I don't think that's really going to make a difference against a Noxious squad that really only has 1 map. it's Mirage. After that, it's kind of a very steep fall off. So yeah, this certainly will be decided in map number 1. If Noxious goes down, I don't think they'll be able to come back.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, Mirage is even one of those maps as well where, yeah, maybe EG Black don't love it as much,
Yeah.
but it's the kind of map you can lean into a firepower difference.
They
And
used to. Sorry, Mike.
they did used to
Yeah.
play it quite a bit, but I think they may just lean into the firepower difference here. And for Noxious, it's about showing that pound for pound they're actually, at the standard to compete in this league. Because so far, hasn't really worked out through 2 seasons. 1-6 and 0-5 so far. They have to earn their keep. They have to earn their spot. They have to show that they belong here. And through 2 seasons, I mean, this would be a statement win. They need a statement win. Somewhere in here, they need to take a statement win and show that they can actually hang at the Challenger League level. But until they do, well, it's up to them to prove to us that they belong. And we'll find out if they do after this break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Cool.
We are up on screen right now. Hello, everybody. I assume this means
Hello?
we're live out to feed
I don't know.
instead of to the break. So let's talk, Sean.
sipping on next. Lil baddie, cashing big checks. I bought the whole block out, now that's a big flex. Peeping out my Uber window, like what's next? Got new levels and new devils out the wazoo. Ain't no worries, life gets better when you find you. And if you mind you, peace will abide and hide you until it's time to start anew. So live it up, we grown, ain't got no curfew. Who brought the bad vibes? Tell that bitch move. Walking all in my inner, that's a bitch move. Pressed that I arrived, mad that I survived. All your sad attempts to send me to the sky. But I've been in the wind, been had wings, I was always this fly. Oh yes, and that's probably why you're mad. Don't let Evie turn you into a trash bag. So get glad, find out why you sad. All that jealousy, you should subside. I think it's time to turn that mirror on you. Put it up close for a clear view. And look deep down inside. And soon you will find a pretty soul that needs more shine. My world has come together, and maybe I just wanna let it shine. There is no good or better. I think tonight I'm gonna make it mine. 1, 2, mean right hook. Come and test me, my mob deep will have you shook. It's a marathon, but baby girl, never let up. No need for speed, but keep your foot up on the gas pedal. Ain't worried about having a golden award when God made me to be an ice cold meadow. Why are you always pressed about my life? Talking with your frenemies about me, saying, ooh, girl, have you seen it like the shine lights? You tried, but you could never dip.
Just wanna let you know that I'm all in. Just wanna dance with you.
right, folks, let's get into the server. Intentionally this time. It's Evil Geniuses against Noxious on Mirage. And as we set the stage, this one is going to be quite telling for Noxious. They need Mirage, frankly, to show us that they can hang in this particular matchup here, John.
Oh, no question at all, as they're going to go for a relatively quick execute here in the opening moments of this match. Here they come onto the A site. Rush peeks around, gets one, and actually no response from Noxious. They will get a bomb plant out of this, as it appears as though Evil Geniuses are playing for the retake.
Yeah, this chase into CT could be interesting. There's two players waiting for it. They were hoping they'd overextend. They didn't quite, but that's a nice kill from Walco. It means that there's no control towards the ramp. It's just about the CT fight. If they can clear out these two players here, it's done so. And, well, they're going to find the first and the second. Very comfortable. Not a body dropped. Almost a team ace. Junior doesn't get to get in on the fun, but the defuse is very comfortable here. And Stan's even going to snipe it away from the guy with the kit. Rush says, what the heck? Come on, man.
Speaking of Stan, he hasn't had that pop-off performance that he did in Season 43, right? He was their top fragger above and beyond everyone else, but this time around it's kind of a Junior, Walco, and George, I believe it is, that are taking the helm. So, yeah, Stan, I'm not sure if he's calling a little more now, Mike. I'm not sure if that's happening, if it's kind of a mix between Walco himself, or if it's still Walco entirely taking care of the calling duties. But last time we checked, it was Walco, right?
Yeah, last I heard from anyone on the team or off it is Walco taking primary helm. Don't know if that's changed. Believe that's still the case until we hear otherwise. Which, yeah, it is interesting that Stanislaw has not necessarily had the individual performance. And if he's not contributing in the calling as well, you know, it is maybe a bit of a sore point, but certainly the team's still functioning well. Out on the bench, that's a really ambitious fight to take, completely alone and isolated by the smoke. Trying to play a bit of a one-way and deleted, and now the middle of the map is wide open, and this B player in a very wounded Walco is going to be under massive pressure. This one has gone about as wrong for EG as it could go, and it looks like they're going to gamble stack and likely wind up saving into this round.
Yeah, there's no way they go back into this because their money is completely gone. The most they have is $150 in Walco's hands, and yeah, they've realized what's going on, and now will just be saving their guns. That's a pretty good take of mid, though, from Noxious, right? You get the opener, maybe an overambitious peek around the smoke, like you said, Mike, over towards window. But still, I mean, Noxious hit their shots, didn't lose a single body, and capitalized off of the bomb plant that EG gave them in that first round by buying up all rifles, or almost all rifles, right?
Yeah, no, certainly. They're going to send the SMG to hunt, see if he can't make some money. Any gun he could drop would be very valuable, and Walco is, of course, quite vulnerable. Let's see, Vulcan's going to go looking. He's going to have the fight. Probably the only one they're going to get. Walco's going to play off his teammate, and George will take the first. So that confirms the positioning, but I don't believe anyone's going to be in position to hunt this. Maybe Rush gets checked, but he'll find one as well. The kills don't really matter. Noxious very happy to have snatched away that round.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. They need to get off to a very hot start here and get into the heads of Evil Geniuses, because you know that EG's coming out here probably a little confident, maybe overconfident, given their opponent. You know, like 0-5, haven't taken a single map. They're probably like, oh, let's try and push them as far as we can and push out and get into their faces and see what they're capable of. But so far, good response. Only 2 rounds, but that was a better response than maybe would have expected given Noxious's history.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Pressure on to Rush here. Got some support from Jungle, but that's just going to be a scout on Junior. Saying just a scout. Junior is pretty lethal with the scope, regardless of what it is. So definitely don't count him out into that angle. But it's very much a spread for Noxious. I think they were expecting some sort of aggression coming through. It hasn't developed just yet. Maybe there's the possibility of aggression up Catwalk, but that would actually be one of the better places to do so. Whoa, there's the play. They're waiting for Nasi. He worked his way all the way through. There was no vision on this, and now a cacophony of kills. They've cleared out the entire middle of the map, and this is a catastrophe. Player spotted as well. Ticket, this might just be done. Rush has to burn his smoke just to live, just to survive. And yeah, they know they've got Nasi in the corner, but what difference is it going to make? I actually like that. That's goodbye. All right, Walco. It's a 2v2. Oh, look at this recovery. My goodness. Didn't know they'd be able to get out of this, but now, around in doubt here, John. Now positioning over towards B. It'll be a retake setup, presumably, as this bomb's going down. They've got a kit. don't have any smokes. Flashes are all they have, and with Rush being low as well, this kill and market will matter everything, and it does indeed work. The nade could be a problem, though. Fame has an HE. They're grouping. Oh, this HE. The double nade kill? There's a world where it happens, but Fame's sticking to the guns, literally. He's found the first. It's all in Walko. Time enough to do so. Walko could retrieve the kit as well. He's already made his way out. It's not about the kit. He's just going to try and go for the full 10-second, but that might actually be his undoing. And it's Fame who forces the issue.
That was a 4v2 in favor of Noxious, though, and it ended up in a 1v1. So, not an ideal circumstance for Noxious, but at the very least, they take the round and have themselves a lead. 2-1 here on Mirage. And just a note, guys, if you're wondering, no, this is not Fame from Outsiders. This is just Fame from Noxious. I mean,
No,
just thought I should clarify there.
He's now pulling double duty, playing at Tier 1 tournaments and also in NA Challenger League.
The other Fame has all lowercase letters. This one has all uppercase. So that's the distinction right there.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah. Well, match going to be paused here, I believe, by Evil Geniuses, probably to talk things over, because not the start they were hoping to get out to.
That's a little bit early to drain a pause, though. Let's see. Is that? I'm just going to check the logs here.
Sure.
It was indeed just a straight-up timeout. All right, Axe getting in their ears early on as they discuss, presumably, whether they want to force buy into this one. But nothing really to do with it, so recommend. Single flashbang is the sole investment in a P250. Good tag up damage early on, but they are all grouped here. This is where they'd like the hit to come through. She's not massively effective. What's this read? They're going back towards mid, having seen it. Now they want to try and take top mid. That's the one flashbang burn, but there's no player here. And instead, Noxious is just taking ground towards site. So they had the stack in the right place.
Yeah.
Misread the situation. Slight dinks. One kill.
Ooh.
One kill might be it.
Not the best of sprays there from Camero, but they should be able to get out of this. There's another player down, Vulcan. Well, the last one standing in there. We have it. So, Noxious will find themselves a third round, but now EG will be back to the rifles. They have enough for an op? They do. WAP is likely going to drop that for Junior. You have to, because that is Junior's bread and butter, and this is where he will likely be waking up. And it's the true test for Noxious, right? Can you go up against the op of Junior? Can you go up against the EG squad that has rifles and almost full utility? Here we go. Round number 5. Camero walking out there. He burns a little bit in that Molotov. He just wanted to get a peek and see if he could fire off a shot, but didn't happen, so he falls off here, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer for his second chance.
Mid take. Coming through here. Nasi in the underpass. 3 top mid. George is close at hand, and he actually goes for a peek. That's ambitious, but it works out. He catches the first, and now he's able to fade away. So, good result for EG.
Yep.
Dodging utility, finding the kill, being able to back away. The key thing to keep in mind for Noxious as well is that off the Junior. All right, that's waiting on towards ticket. It's chilling. If it comes to bear, could be huge. Camero tags on his stand, but it's not a kill. Through the bricks it was. So while Nate will chase, he has long since left the location. Big kill from Nasi. That's when they need it. Now they've got jungle control, and they're going to find Stan as well, trying to reroute. They've been fast into window. Really dynamic play here. But Rush has the bomb.
Oh, no.
Oh, only a leg for
missed a
Junior.
shot?
Yeah, well, he hit. It just was a leg kill.
Yeah.
Tried to adjust to the player's stairs, but there were multiple coming. They're working in group. They're working on mass. Just reposition. He's found the kill, and almost the next as well. This sets up a very viable 1v2 for Walko. But Camero's trained on his position, so it requires that Camero misses a shot. Oh no, he's scoping at the wrong time! And Walko's got the spray down! The bomb money at least secured, but the round not at all. The problem
Wow,
for
Walco.
EG, though, John, this money's going to be putrid.
Yeah, what patience from Walco, waiting for the right opportunity to come around here and get that 1v2. You did mention, you know, the money's not going to be good here for EG. And it wasn't the best of rounds, to be quite honest. I thought they had an edge there, but Noxious were fighting tooth and nail. Junior hits the shot, but it's a leg shot, and that's not good enough. He'll go down, still hasn't hit the scoreboard, sitting at 0-4, and the only player without a frag on EG. But at least EG find themselves back on the scoreboard here. Noxious will be able to recover quite nicely in terms of guns anyway, 4 AKs and the Galil, but utility is a lot lighter than they would like. Only 2 smokes. Well, they used 1, so they had 3, only 2 left now, and 2 Molotovs. But Cypress finds Walco getting a little over aggressive towards mid. That's the opening frag again for Noxious.
And he's gonna catch another. Oh, no, somehow George gets away from this. He'll suffer a nade for his efforts, but he's gonna get a kill. He's sticking around, wants to go for more of the fight, and he's actually rebuffed them. So this is a huge performance from George because, frankly, EG have been getting bullied in towards mid quite a bit. And this is a critical round. Either way, the bank has been emptied. This is going to set up the next 3. They're headed in towards the reinforced site. It's just Junior holding solo over towards B, which is making them feel more comfortable about putting the numbers on A. As I say that, George is withdrawing. Bit of an awkward moment. Stand up on the balcony. Rush towards Ticket. Rush comes out for the fight. He's just deleted. They're not prepared for the balcony play, Stan. It's only 1. So, man disadvantage here, John. It gets spicy.
I'm not a fan of Evil Genius's movement or positioning right now. They look very out of sorts. And we do know that they stopped playing Mirage for a reason. They didn't feel like it was a map they wanted to continue playing, but I didn't think they'd be this uncomfortable on it. It's very awkward in the early goings. Junior and George, well, George is down, so it's only Junior now.
Yeah,
He's got the op. He's got to get out of here. So he hasn't had a chance to really get into his rhythm. Still feeling cold walking into this map. He needs to find that first frag and then start to get things rolling.
They're taking really risky fights.
Yeah.
Especially in towards the mid. They're not playing percentages at all. I wonder whether it's an ego peaks. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here because they're chasing after engagements. They're giving themselves really disadvantageous fights, and then they're just very much isolated. There's no trade potential in a lot of these setups. Players are taking massive risks to try and get 1 kill, and so you're seeing Noxious punish it, which, you know, fair play to them. They're doing a good job of punishing it. I'm liking the takes in towards mid. They're very dynamic, but some of these overextensions from Evil Geniuses are not what you would expect from players of their experience level.
No,
frankly.
not at all.
So, an interesting one. We're getting the B play. We haven't gotten the B play. Junior's in position for it. I believe he smoked off right now. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Junior's got 1, and on the other side, USPs will take another, and now Junior's just going to fight forward, so why not? This is the round where they brute force it. This is the round where Junior says, all right, enough of this shenanigans. I'm getting a kill. I'm taking over. Now, all EG have to do, they're in a 5v2. They've gained some guns. They gained a lot of space. Yeah, they don't have bomb control, but look at all this information for Rush. They just have to not overextend into fights. Okay, the trade is good. George in position to play off of stand, but let's see if Nasi can deal some damage. There's still a world. These players are unarmored outside of Junior. There's still a world where this gets interesting, but he's trying to bait audio cues, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe he wants to bait a rotation, but, I mean, 1v4 doesn't seem likely, right?
Doesn't. 50 seconds. There's time to work with. Mid's been given to him entirely. He can work his way through here if he wants. There's the check. George going for the swings. Oh, there's the spot. He spotted a booty. Spotted a little hint of an ankle. He knows where he's headed. In towards jungle. So Junior's going to reposition to cover off the murder hole. They're going to have a player catwalk. This shouldn't be viable for Nasi now. That hint of an ankle was all that they needed. And so EG will finally take a comfortable round, and it's a round they walked into with pistols and a single off.
Yeah, they didn't invest much of anything into that round. Everyone above the 2K mark, they were more so thinking about the next one. But unfortunately for Noxious, they walked right into the op of Junior, and that's the moment Junior was waiting for, right? He gets 1, finds the follow-up, and now he's starting to feel it, and that's really problematic for Noxious. We'll see if they can recover quickly and hang on to this lead that they've built up early, but it's already down to only 1 round. 2 AKs, Galil, a Scout, and a Deagle. They're forcing up here. They want to try and press the issue, and Stanislaw is going to get only one. Cameron and
Why
Nasi
are you
find the
flying
frags.
into this fight?
I know. I was about to say they don't have to, and they do because they're trying to push into Noxious consistently. There's no reason for it. You already had the advantage.
All right, gonna put that out of my mind for now, but this is ambitious, shall we say, and so Noxious have been dealt a very good hand in what looked to be a dire situation. Seems like they're going to fall into a pretty straightforward A-take, right? They're all grouped outside here. They've got a smoke and a few flashes. Rush working his way in towards ramp could make this tough, but he's completely isolated, and, well, he will find two, but they were low HP players, so this doesn't decide anything. Junior on the scene, though! Oh, my goodness! Gets racked. Cypress trying to plant the bomb. Let's get invite Walco up further. Just being careful about this, though. They're setting up on the angles. Junior with the reposition. Cypress can get the safe plant. They're giving that to him. HE from Walco could punish him for it, but... Let's see. He's using his time. Problem with using your time is you clear out the smokes. He's going to plant open. In the smoke. This is interesting. They're going to respect it, though. But as he walks away, that's not on?
I thought
my
that was
goodness.
on.
That's not
I
on.
think he just moved a little bit before taking a shot, and that's what threw it off.
Oh, all right. Cypress, they're both coming from the same direction. This is possible. This is viable. Don't know if they were close enough to hear that audio cue either. He's got the first, but not the second. By the slimmest of margins, again, EG eke out a win.
Wow. I mean, look, great effort from Noxious, but at the beginning of that round, EG, they just peek out so aggressively. Two players out in the open and mid, and that's inviting disaster, pretty much, and that's what happened. Luckily for EG, they still pull it off, tie up the scoreline at 4-4, but it feels like, to me, EG want to get that momentum shifter, right? That round where they just absolutely crush Noxious into the ground and make their confidence suffer, right? A big blow, but it's not happening. It's just not getting there. And EG have to be careful because this one could slip away from them if they're too over aggressive. Junior's gonna get one and the second here playing from window. Now he's really feeling it, and George pitches in for one as well. And it's just a Junior show here on this end.
Look, it works out. It works out. But again, there's a lot of repeats, man, against Eagles. It's a lot of repeats.
They want to. I'm telling you, they want to really just nail the confidence of Noxious right down into the ground. That's what they're going for.
All right, I think they're chasing Eeks. I think they're chasing Ecos, and it worked out. It worked out. But they make me very nervous with the way they repeat these fights in towards mid. Very nervous. Junior, does he have a gap? No, no gap. Tell the control this from.
They're going out
through.
again. I feel
They're going
like.
through.
Look at
They're
this.
going through. They're going through. They're going through. Yeah. This time it works. Somehow it works. All right, the commitment in. Works out for them. It's a 4v2. They've lost George, but it was well worth it. It just feels like this is gambling, right? Like they're flipping a coin in every round, throwing a lot of bodies into it, and it is such a risky way to play that mid fight.
They really want that early aggressive control, and to their credit, it has worked out a couple of times. This time, it's still got scary. It's just such a scary way to play it, like you said, you know, and you have a smoke down, which kind of guises your advance, but still, Noxious could easily play for that. Anyway, they are going to get a plant, maybe here, onto the A site. Vulcan, no, gets denied at the very last second. Nasi's on his own in the 4v1, and it looks like it's going to be curtains for him very shortly. He does back off, down to 66 HP. Stanislaus coming up the stairs. That's where Nasi's walking. He could get one here, but no, he looks away at the wrong time. And Stanislaus gets the frag.
So now some bank is built up. Now they've got the utility. We got all the advantages to them. No bomb plant in that as well. It means Noxious is going to have to take another eco here. Let's see. A pretty big investment. I guess the loss bonus is building up at this point out from Noxious. No utility. Not a single flasher made. They've opted for full armor instead. So, they're going to brawl. They're going to brawl.
Yeah.
Here's the fighting towards mid. The Deagle Peak, Junior. You ready for it? Oh, one player isolated out and towards the apartments. Vulcan working his way forward, and he's
nice shot.
dealt with. The isolating Molotov effective here. Fame's been spotted. Junior takes his. A little bit of a labored spray there from Rush. A1S, not a 4-shot body shot anymore.
Bring it back.
No. No, I
No?
like there being
Okay.
I like there being a niche case for each gun, each rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, Cypress is like ahead. He knows the player's on bricks, but he doesn't expect Walko. Doesn't get any. The damage drop off is definitely a good way to mitigate how good the DNS was.
Yeah, I liked it when it was OP, Mike.
Yeah, you like
Playing
using
with
it?
yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
comes out.
boy. But at the same time, I agree with you. It's nice having like you said, a niche case for both the A4 and the A1S. It's just perfect. Oh, I almost lost power there, Mike.
You almost lost power.
Yeah, it's a bit windy outside right now. A bit of a snowstorm. So, and I saw my lights flicker. I'm like, oh, am I still here? Yes, I am still here.
Oh, good. Haven't lost you yet, John.
But is Noxious still going to be here after a few more rounds is another question, because EG have started to really pull quite a bit. And look at this, still aggressive down mid. Stanislaw takes down Cypress 5v4 just like that.
See, this version I don't mind because there's utility
Yes.
supported. There's a smoke there. You throw the flashes. You go up. You pressure. That works. That's when they were swinging. Oh,
Oh.
Junior. Looking at the mini map. Caught slipping. Just resting his eyes.
It's a nice shot, though.
It was a nice shot. Deleted. So now pressure on. Stan's going to go looking as a result of that. Because Fame's just found another one. Stan wants to try and isolate this fight, but he's actually going to meet up with Bomb. They know this is a possibility. They know that it could be happening, so they're watching for this fight. Getting that kill means they're not going to be able to take control of all this positioning out towards B, and Walko might quickly realize it. Actually, they're not coming B at all. But they've pulled off of the A site.
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness.
so they don't
This
quite
is an
realize. They thought
oversight.
there were more players bunched up in towards the courtyard, but that's not the case. Oh, I'm looking to go down. Problem is it's in the hands of the Opera, and he wants to control this positioning out towards mid. It's going to come in. Player deep in towards CT. Some decent control here. Camera. Spotted the ankle. Spotted the elbow. That's enough to see. So 2-on-2. Out of position. Lots of utility available for EG, but they have to make the move. And they know they have to make a move into an Opera. Problem is, smoke's down, nades down, flashes down. Hope Camera knows his lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Genius are going to go for this one.
Yeah, they
Camera,
use
though,
none of the
hits a
utility.
beautiful shot, Mike, before the smoke even becomes a factor.
Well, that's the round. They didn't have time regardless when they went for the swing.
Yeah.
But very patient there from EG in the retake, and as a result, Noxious are able to bring that through. So a nice one snatched through when Stan gains all that positioning up and towards mid, then gets the kill in the player spawn. I mean, that's disastrous, right? You would expect, but they get caught out of position. They misread the tea leaves, and they get punished for it.
I mean, look, leaving no one on the A site was the biggest problem in that round for EG. You have 3v2. Make sure you at least have eyes on from somewhere towards A, whether it be from mid, preferably CT spawn or jungle, but no one was there. So that's when Noxious slipped through, and some great shots from the AWP and the AK lead to Noxious pulling it off. Now EG perhaps going to put the brakes here on that mid-aggression, and they do. Rush, waiting, looking over the top of that smoke, and, well, maybe I shouldn't be saying he's going out, and he gets the frag, but immediately traded by Cameron.
Just one-for-one trades are never really going to favor the CTs there.
No.
They're being sucked in towards this mid-fight as well. They really want to commit into it. Flashbang, is this just for the con player? Re-smoke onto connector. That gives a lot of room for Noxious to operate. And actually, playing the fade, Fame wants to stick on this. Flashbang's there. George dodges. Ably, nimbly. That's a big man advantage to find for EG with a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, no question. And 2 players on each site. This is tough for Noxious. They do have mid control, so that is to their advantage. Problem is, Vulcan only has a oh no, he has an AK now. He was just changing guns. Either way, Vulcan Gonna be moving through here. And Noxious, where will they end up?
Noxious got so
Nazi
much
goes
control.
into CT. Yeah, this is problematic for EG, but Junior catches off camera, which helps immensely.
And he pushes forward, so he's actually around the corner now. Coming back to check. Not going to find the kill. This opens things back up. This adds doubts. George has slipped in a firebox. They're not reading this. They're not reading this. They're going to think it's clear. They're landing right in front of him. Bombs down. Should be no time. No time whatsoever, and George will make absolutely sure of that.
Yeah, George, a star on this team ever since he joined up, continues to impress. Nice little sequence there. Patiently waits behind firebox, it's overlooked, and then gets a very clean 2K to jump up to 11 frags. But it's Walco and Rush at the top of the scoreboard here on Mirage with 13 and 14 frags, respectively. And with that round victory, EG have effectively taken this first half, with 2 rounds left to be played. Noxious, to their credit, Mike, I mean, I think it's EG being a little over-aggressive, but Noxious are capitalizing on their opportunities.
That they are. Nazi won't be able to capitalize on any opportunities in this one. And Stan's about to find another one. First, no one's watching for this, and that spray was rough. Win for the jumping player. It's caught by the scout. Now this round is wide open. Again, the fight in towards mid. This time on Catwalk is a massive overextension, and they get punished for it. Junior puts up the numbers. Does one better. Okay, Junior taking over this round now. Bring it back into control. The Evil Geniuses are at least making it difficult here. Gains altitude. Jungle player down. They know it's the planter. He should have a pretty good idea of exactly where he is, but Junior falls off the angle. He's going passive. This is interesting. Walker's going to have to make the move forward. I guess Junior can potentially flash for him. But at this point, they've allowed Fame off the spot. We're going to go down. There's 2 flashes still on Junior. Could put those over, but they're just trying to figure out where this player is. Well, they're going to have to get on this. They still have to do Tetris! And it's going to cost them the round.
I'm not sure what the thinking is there for EG with Junior playing so passively. Yes, you're right, Mike. Maybe for the flashbang, but that never happened. And they throw the smoke onto the bomb, hoping to draw the last player. It doesn't happen. And then, well, they had no idea where to look. And Tetris was that spot. Doesn't happen. 2K. Well played for Noxious. And I mean, look, Evil Geniuses, yes, Junior almost pulled that back, but they're just so aggressive in their fights. They continue trying to take very risky peeks, and it's not panning out. And we're looking at a potential 8-7 scoreline here. Junior now back towards mid window. He wants to get that opening frag. And look where Fame is. He's going to get nothing. George is actually going to take him down. But in the meantime, Cypress gets a 2K. And this is turning into a very interesting round indeed. Junior, though, pops up for 2, Mike. And then Welko drops Camero. It is all up to Vulcan.
They once again bet everything on the mid fight. This time it came up
Scary.
for their side. It genuinely does just feel like they're flipping a coin at the beginning of the round sometimes. I mean, that's spicy. Into the numbers. Vulcan, not had a great map. 1 and 13. Not having a great time here on Mirage. Bomb plant doesn't matter at this point, so EG are happy to give it to him. They'll play the post. I will say,
Yeah.
we've had 2 rounds this half where EG were super ponderously slow in the post plant, in the retake, and it cost them. But whatever it did, it ended up with a 9-6 line, and we're going to head to the half.
Just wanna let you know that I'm all in. Just wanna dance with you.
both know we're not the same without rock bottom. Let it go, but we come back to craving problems.
Live in with the second half. 3-round lead for the Evil Geniuses, but Noxious are putting up a fight here on their own map pick, and now the favored CT side, and they want to go hard into this A setup, and it does seem like this is going to be an A take. So 3 players on. This is a good read right now for Noxious. They've just gone for the armor, so no kit per se, but Fame strikes first, and Fame strikes fast. Underbell player gone. Sandwich player still up. Fame has gotten multiple kills from this position, or rather Camero gets the one, and Fame just plays off of him beautifully. It's all on a Junior. It's a 1v2. It's still viable. There's minute 22, so there's plenty of time. Junior can assess his options. He can go anywhere on the map, frankly. It's going to be a rotation back to T-spawn for him to attempt to pull this off, John.
This is a good call by Junior, right? He's already spotted at a couple of players. No, there's a lot of presence from Noxious. Maybe rotates around to B. No.
He's trying to fake it.
It's still a good call, right? Because he can try to bait them out to go towards the B site and forces perhaps only one player to chase out and the other one will stay on the A site. No, they both left. Great timing from Junior.
Reposition still.
Yes, reposition. Okay, one's still here.
It's interesting that they aren't concerned that he's actually made his way in towards B. They're still trusting he's going to end A, and that means they should both be in the same neighborhood. Well, now he's shot, so certainly they know. A little bit of panic there. Perhaps good goosh, though. Snappy shooting, but he doesn't expect the player CT. Bit of a double take, and that's double take too slow. Pistol round win for Noxious.
Nicely done for Noxious. Hanging on there, tooth and nail, even though Evil Geniuses, excuse me, were just pressing in on them. Rush in particular got a couple of nice ones, but the response from Noxious was swift. And another timeout going to be called here. I'll double check to see who that's by, but I would imagine EG are the ones calling that, because they did not get out of there with the bomb plant. Oh, it looks like a technical pause, in fact, Mike.
Oh, it does. It does seem to be the case. So while that gets sorted out, folks, we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be right back.
can't breathe, I need to get some air, but it's a toxic addiction. You're a guilty conviction. You can't breathe and you just need some air. Give me all of your lies, 'cause you're my demon in disguise. I learned to love the cage you keep me in, where the walls keep closing in, and I don't wanna die, but your poison feels so right. Why do I want you when you're bad for me? My perfect storm, my beautiful catastrophe. My perfect storm, my beautiful catastrophe. My perfect storm, my beautiful catastrophe.
You sick of all the same dudes running up. Follow you around, hope you fall in love. But they don't see you like I do, yeah. All your friends, they see it too. That I'm the one who looks you in the eye. Speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others try and play the part, but I'm the one who made it to your heart. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. You know I'm always one step ahead of you, holding open doors when you're walking up. Cause they don't see me like you do, yeah. There's nothing I won't do for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be whatever you need from me. I'll be, even when it's hard, just know I'll be holding it together, girl, you know that's on me. Yeah, I'm the one who looks you in the eyes, speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others trying Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love. Tell you everything that you don't hear enough. Fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring. Always on my mind, you know I need that love. I show up on time, I know you need that love. I show up on time, I know you need that love. You know I need that love.
My world has come together, and maybe I just wanna let it shine. There is no good or better. I think tonight I'm gonna make it mine. I stepped out, stepping on next. Lil baddie, cashing big checks. I bought the whole block out, now that's a big flex. Peeping out my Uber window, like what's next? Got new levels and new devils out the wazoo. Ain't no worries, life gets better when you find you. And if you mind you, peace will abide and hide you until it's time to start anew. So live it up, we grown and got no curfew. Who brought the bad vibes? Tell that bitch move. Walking all in my ear, now that's a bitch move. Pressed that I arrived, now that I survived. All your sad attempts to send me to the sky. But I've been in the wind, been had wings, I was always this fly. Oh yes.
Unfortunately, folks, this match is not going to take place as scheduled or at all. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, Noxious has had to forfeit the
Yeah.
series, so that is going to be a win for the Evil Geniuses, and unfortunately will not be played out. Sorry about that. Obviously, not an ideal situation for anybody involved, certainly not for us here on the broadcast. Thank you for bearing with us during that delay, and sorry that we won't be bringing you the rest of this broadcast. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you so much for tuning in for another night of the ESL Challenger League. This is going to propel Evil Geniuses further up a little bit. It is very disappointing since Noxious were putting up, frankly, a pretty good fight there on Mirage, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it looked like there was a chance of them taking Mirage because EG looked a little bit lost. Didn't necessarily look like they were in their comfort zone. In fact, not at all. The spacing was weird. The way they were playing the map was extremely strange on their CT side. But yeah, it's kind of a shame for Noxious that they're not going to be able to continue to play here.
It certainly is. But again, thank you for bearing with us during these difficulties. And sorry again that the broadcast is not going to wrap up. We'll be back tomorrow night for more ESL Challenger League. For now, good night, everybody.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Couple of weeks, I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and he's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, that you're holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left hearing you say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that